Let me see. I'm gonna repost the link too, so more people can get on. All right, I think we live now. Okay, we are live. Let me just double check, make sure we is up on. Did I take it off? Oh no. Yeah, let me just make sure.
My phone on D&D, so it don't ring. Lord.
Let me see. Everything.
Oh, I do have a request. When like y'all get to like posting and stuff or whatever, can
Mm,
y'all like, share with my business page and not my personal page? I'm gonna
I got you.
text my Instagram to you.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
send it to me. I'm gonna send it to my I'm gonna send it to my mother and everything. So if she posts some clips, she can tag that too.
okay, but
I don't see it up here though. Let me see something. It say we live on both of them though. I just want to double check on her and to make sure it's live because usually it be live on. Okay, yeah, we is live. Okay, okay, okay. Welcome, 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 everyone. We are back with another episode of Finance Friday, the CEO Lounge. We just gonna give everybody a few moments to get in here. We usually give people like a couple minutes to get on, just in case, because we usually start at 7, but I'll be literally just running in the door from work at 7, so they know we be a little, a couple minutes late sometimes.
CP times, cool.
Facts. We gonna give everybody some time to get in here. Happy Finance Friday.
Happy
Thank you,
Finance
Dr. Ebony.
Friday.
Let me see. You can see the comments on your end, Ariss?
Um,
I just
let's
put one up. I just put it up on the like at the bottom of the screen. That's showing. Send your
mm,
anonymous Friday Finance Friday letters to Finance Friday
okay.
letters
I see that.
com. All right, bet. So that's where they're gonna be commenting at, and then we could be able to see it. Hi, Miss Kim. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome, 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 everybody. We just giving people a few moments to get in here. We got a really special guest today, and we have a really good letter. It's gonna be a good one, so I'm excited about it. I feel like this is personally long overdue, but yeah, we just gonna give everybody like it's 7:10 right now. We probably gonna give everybody like 60 more seconds just to, get on here. I know we gonna have some stragglers that come along and chime in.
I'm
And we,
wondering, should I get on live on Instagram? I haven't been
you
live on
might,
Instagram so
you might
long.
as well. I'm gonna go live on my IG too. Why not? My
Because I
phone
know
been
I wanted to.
tripping though. I got
Right. Oh yeah. Is it gonna mess up
my
the
phone be
mic?
tripping. No, no, no. I'm on my iPad, so we good.
But I'm thinking, is mine gonna mess up the mic?
You on your phone?
I'm on my MacBook, but I was
Okay,
saying,
all right.
maybe should I go live on Instagram on my personal phone? But
She
it's
said this is
like,
going to be a great topic tonight. Yes, yes, yes. Try it, try it, try it.
all right, let's
I'm
see.
about to just drop the link in one more chat, just in case some people miss it. I'll be trying to make sure
Oh,
everybody miss it. And anybody who like at work, it's a Friday night, people be outside, stuff like that. It's
mm,
automatically gonna be uploaded to YouTube. Like as soon as we done, it's gonna be right up there. It's gonna be on Facebook still, so everybody can go back and like read the comments. If they miss anything, they can go back and tune in and stuff like that. So you can rewatch the replay of it too.
okay, cool. Let's see.
Miss
I think
Kim said, "You're welcome. I'm excited to be here. We excited to have you here. We know it's a Friday, so we definitely appreciate everybody tuning in with us. Where I can find the link? All right, give me 2 seconds, y'all. My phone be like my whole screen is just black. Like this is me and my mother messages and everything
oh
is
no.
black. Ma, if you can hear me, I cannot. I got the link now. My phone is tripping though. I got an appointment at Apple tomorrow. Where the other chat at? All right, boom.
Yeah, and just make sure you go that way because I got it on live over here.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna put the link in the live as a like pin comment.
All right, I'm gonna just. I can't even do it that way. I'll just read it up. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna drop it in there as we doing, cause my phone be tripping. We good
Okay.
though. We good. You ready?
Mm,
All right, let's do it. Okay, so welcome to another episode of Finance Friday. We back with another episode of the CEO Lounge. I'm I Am Brand CEO Monte, you guys, and I'm here with a very, very, very special guest.
hey
I will let
y'all.
her herself.
Guys, I'm Ariss Simone. I'm the founder of the Blue Heart Project, where we have prevention workshops for girls ages 8 through 18, where I instill self love, self worth, and self awareness. We also have Wisdom for Women, which is the podcast where modern day ministry brings light to one's darkness. And I also provide one-on-one intensive coaching as well. So that's
Okay.
why that's why be.
Thank you for joining us today, Ariss. Like I said, this is definitely long overdue. So I definitely appreciate it. Like I said, I know it's Friday, and I know I told you last minute, so I definitely
Yeah.
appreciate your flexibility and us being able to collab like this. I just dropped Blue Heart Project in the chat, just in case y'all want to go, look it up on Instagram. Type in the Blue Heart Project. Ariss has a lot of cool things that she do throughout the year, especially for the women and the ladies. So y'all make sure y'all go tap in with Ariss. And I think this is gonna be a really dope segment. So,
For sure, for sure.
you want me to jump right into the letter?
We can jump right into the letter, child.
All right, let's do it. We already 15 minutes in. All right, let's do it. So this letter, she said, "Thanks for this collaboration. Thanks again for the collaboration." Dr. Ebony is not here today, guys, as you guys can obviously see, but her birthday is tomorrow. So happy birthday, Mom. If I don't talk to you tonight, happy birthday. I love you. I'm glad that we're able to do this each and every Friday. Y'all know I don't live with my mom. I don't live near my mom. I live all the way in Texas. My mom lives in Maryland. So this is the one of the few times throughout the week we really get to spend time with each other besides just like text messages and stuff like that. So happy birthday, Mom. I hope you enjoy yourself this weekend and love you. All right, I'm gonna jump right into it. So the title of this letter is called Grieving the Grieving While Grinding Battle. So the subject says, my world fell apart, but my bills and big goals didn't pause. Dear I Am Brand CEO and Ariss Simone, I am writing you both because I am emotionally exhausted and running on absolute fumes. A month ago, I experienced a devastating loss in my family that completely flipped my world upside down. While I was trying to navigate the initial shock and heartbreak, the real world didn't stop moving for a single second. The rent was still due, my business operations still required my attention, and my financial goals didn't magically go on pause while I grieved. Every morning, I feel like I'm wearing a mask. On social media and around my clients, I have to act like the high performing, driven entrepreneur everyone expects me to be. But the moment I'm done, the weight of my grief hits me like a brick wall. I find myself procrastinating, missing deadlines, and making emotional, impulsive purchases just to feel a temporary spark of comfort. I'm terrified that if I take time off to heal, I'll lose all of the momentum and financial progress I worked so hard to build. But if I keep pushing at this pace, I feel like I'm going to completely break down mentally and physically. Ariss Simone, how do you protect your peace, honor your mental health, and give yourself space to grieve without letting your life and business crumble around you? And I Am Brand CEO, how do you maintain the discipline to stay focused on your vision when your heart and mind are completely heavy? Signed, Mourning While Moving. Whew. that was a lot. I ain't gonna lie. That was a lot. And y'all know I'm an emotional person. Actually, me and Ariss have the same exact birthday, y'all. That's a fun fact about us that y'all. I think y'all should know. I feel like I always tell people that. I'm like, we got the same birthday. I feel like we have the best. Sorry, Ma. I feel like we have the best birthday in the world. 11/11.
We don't make the rules. We don't.
I feel like we got the coolest birthday ever. So I think that's dope. I never met nobody with the same birthday as me. Miss Kim said, "Happy birthday, Dr. Ebony, and many more to come." And she said, "Thank you." Yes, I hope I don't get emotional on this or nothing. But okay, do you want to go first, or do you want you want to chime in first, or do you want me to go first?
For sure. First and foremost, to our listener that wrote this letter, thank you so much for even being vulnerable. Right?
Yes.
We the day and age where everybody is just like so too cool for school. Nobody has feelings. Everybody's nonchalant. Everybody, puts up this facade of just going through life without nothing happening or making it seem like nothing is happening. But this topic to me is honestly really near and dear to my heart. For those that don't know me, I have had the Blue Heart Project in the works since 2017. And obviously, with that being 9 years ago, I've gone through a whole lot in my life. But specifically to the topic, I actually lost my father on last year, February 24th, to a long battle of just health issues and things like that. So when I say I literally know how this person feels, I literally know how this person feels. So once again, big ups to you for just even putting yourself out there and asking for advice. I would say the biggest thing is you're gonna have to take that time. Like it's no way around it. I don't know if the listener lost a parent or a grandparent, cousin, whatever the case may be, but if it was a significant loss of any type, society, the education system, unfortunately, does not prepare any of us for grief or death of somebody that's close to us. That's just something that happens. And from my experience, we just supposed to deal with it and keep moving forward the best way that we can. In my situation personally, I guess this is a little bit of my testimony. I actually lost my father, and 5 or 6 days later, my ex broke up with me very abruptly, very maliciously. And so I basically was dealing with two losses at one time by myself in Houston. Because much like Monte, I'm here in Houston as well, away from my family. They're on the East Coast, they're in the DMV area. So with that, it's just like if you don't ever give yourself the time and the space to grieve, you're going to end up crashing out. You're going to end up projecting on everyone around you. You're not going to show up as the best, as your best self. I don't know what this person's financial status is, or, if they have anything put away. But one thing I can credit my ex for is I saved a lot of money in that relationship just due to a lot of things that he was taking care of. So I was sitting on a little sum to be able to take that time off from work and be able to still pay my bills or whatever the case may be. But it still was just as heavy being that I work in mental health. And obviously, Monte, when we're not good mentally, emotionally, it's almost impossible for us to show up for our clients. So
For sure.
I feel for this person 1,000% because just a year and a half ago, that was me. Whole life felt like it was in shambles. I felt like God was just stripping me of everything. But what I can offer to this person, if you do have some finances in order, or if you do have some people in your life that genuinely care for you and that are willing to take some type of load off of you, take advantage. I know, especially in our community, I'm not sure the ethnicity or the nationality of this person, but I feel like, especially when it comes to Black people, we are so trophed with the exhaustion of just being strong all of the time. And the reality is, we're human. So therefore, we are fragile. And that's just what the human experience is about. We all bleed the same. We all cry the same. And we was anybody to fall off a building, stuff would be broke or we would be dead.
Definitely.
So I just would offer that advice for sure. And also, it's a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm not going to lie though, grief sucks and it hurts and it hits you and it's not fair. And you're going to have your good days and you're going to have your bad days. But eventually, you'll be able to think about this person and look back to where you are now, whatever time span God has for them, and really say, like, I got through my hardest days. But it really is about doing whatever you feel necessary for you.
Yes, no, I definitely appreciate that. Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for being, transparent. And I agree with everything, that you said. I couldn't agree more. My mom said that's a lot to unpack. No, definitely. I see some new people coming back too. So if you could just coming in, say how y'all doing, say hi. Y'all know we don't like, ghost watchers on here. Y'all can engage. We're not gonna bite y'all. Make sure y'all speak, say hello, how y'all feeling on this Friday.
For
But
sure.
no, I definitely agree. 100% with everything. Like she, what's her name? Miss Sign, while mourning and moving. Like she said, I don't know your age or what specific, who you lost in your life, but condolences to you as well, Ariss. And yeah, she said, I'm terrified that if I take time off the hill, I'll lose momentum in my financial progress I worked so hard to build. But like you
Mhm.
said, I mean, that's kind of, I mean, depending on where you at financially, we know that it's not always as easy as said and done, but you're gonna have to, like, you're gonna have to take that time to yourself, because if not, you're just gonna be pushing through. And like Ariss said, we both are in the mental health field together, and it's been times when I literally, I might be pulling up to a client house and I just wiping my tears away right before I'm about to go knock on their door. Like I can't make this up. And I know everybody like, oh well, you a big guy, like you a grown man. Like nobody really looks at, or maybe even will be thinking, that he was just crying or he might be having a bad day or this, that, and the third. But it's a lot. One, it's a lot just dealing with grief alone, and then it's a lot dealing with grief. Well, I meant like dealing with grief in itself, and then it's also a lot dealing with grief alone, like being away from your family and dealing with it and stuff like that.
For sure.
This past year, I lost my granddad, and then a few months afterwards, I lost one of my close cousins to me. And I'm somebody who honestly, I don't go to funerals. I think I've been to before those two losses, I've been to one funeral my entire life. And I'm from Baltimore, so I lost, plenty of childhood friends to gun violence and sicknesses, other things like that. Plenty of family members. I'm somebody who I just like to remember people how I last remember them. I know that the last time we probably was together, no matter who they were, that we probably was smiling. Like I like to remember people smiling and stuff like that. I really don't like the whole funeral scene and things like that. So if I do go to a funeral, like not saying if I do go, it means a lot, because I mean, even if I just didn't go, I definitely still always cherish those memories. But for me to actually like go to a funeral, book a flight, go back home, like it definitely is somebody that means a lot to me. My granddad, he's the person that the reason why I have my last name as Newsome. He's the first, like the head of the Newsome family and everything like that. So that was a huge loss, and just was a huge loss of me, like knowing how my grandma would take it and stuff like that. Like it really was a tough time for me. And then my cousin, he had just turned 30 right before he passed, like was young, and he passed away from cancer. So that was like extremely unexpected. And it's like my guy. Anytime I was coming home from college, anytime I would visit back home, anything like that, we always make sure we link up. So we always be together. So it definitely was unexpected. But yeah, it's just some how I miss Ada. Thank you for tuning in. She said hello everyone. But yeah, this is just something that grief is just something that I really feel like you have to take time to yourself and pray on it, talk to God. Like I feel like when you lose someone, that's one of the few things that you kind of question God about. Ask him why, like why did this have to happen, why at this time, why me, things like that. And you really don't understand it, so you really just sitting there confused as hell and you don't know what to do. And that's why one of my slogans for my brand is don't forget to check on your strong friends, because a lot of times like people be going through stuff and you'll never check on them and you'll never know. So one thing I try to do is like, I'm not gonna get on social media and just be balling out and crying and tears like that. But I will as a guy, and I feel like it's important for me as a male to be a little bit more vulnerable, especially coming from Baltimore, where everybody in the world is, as a guy, you got to be kind of tough and have that hard shell and stuff like that. But I let people know, I got feelings. I care about people. If I care about you, I show you I care about you while you're here. Because honestly, for me, death is something that like I think about every day, and not even just for me. Like I just feel like I don't know if it's part of my anatomy or what it is, but I just understand that life is precious, and it's a lesson for us to be here. So like if I cross your path or I come in, the path of somebody, I want to make sure that I leave a good mark on them, or if I do make a mistake, or we do butt heads or something, I'll come back and apologize. Like I'm one of those people. Let's say I'm in a relationship, a friendship, anything like that. I don't want to go to sleep mad. Like I don't want to argue and go be mad while we lay down, because we might not wake up. Like it's a blessing to wake up every day. So I understand that, and I'm just one of those people that I do wear my feelings on my sleeve sometimes, but also I beat your ass too. So it's like it go hand in hand, honestly. But I feel like that's something that a lot of men should do more. Like have mental health talks, checking on people. You can ask any of my close friends, any of my family. I'm somebody that even if I just say you good, question mark, or how you been, check on you, stuff like that. I don't just do this for my brand or do this for the internet. Like I actually have people, and not just one or two people, like over 10 people who can tell you consistently this year, last year, the year before that, before I even lost my granddad or my cousin, anything like that. Like I'm somebody that checks in on people and genuinely want to know, how you feel, because I feel like it's important.
Right, for sure. I agree 1,000%. Everything from
Um,
the inner city losing people to, it's just important. Like we literally are all human and we're all going through the same life experiences. It's just literally at different seasons and at different times.
no facts. So she was asking. I'm assuming that this is a woman. I'm just gonna say it's a female. Y'all know we like to tell y'all when y'all write y'all letters into the email, put y'all age if y'all can. Um,
Hmm.
you didn't have to really put who you lost. Either way, condolences, like we said. But they said, Ariss Simone, how do you protect your peace, honor your mental health, and give yourself space to grieve while letting your life and business while without letting your life and your business crumble around you? So when you did experience that loss, I just
Hmm.
want to ask you as well, like because I follow you on TikTok, and I feel like you somebody who was I don't even want to use the word motivation, but it just opened up my eyes like, wow, this girl is really like have a lot of layers underneath that I would say. Like I was just seeing you, I guess, be vulnerable with the world. Like the same way I said, like every day you was going on that day, like, you would let them know, like, it wasn't a good morning this morning, but I'm pushing through. Every morning's not gonna be a good morning. You would pray on there. Or even the other day I seen you had post something on Instagram and I'm like, damn, you made me go read Amos in the Bible. Like I wanted to go check it out and see what it was, and it was actually a real good scripture, a good chapter. So, just with some things over your time of
Hmm.
dealing with grief, like to get you to this point where you are now, and I'm not even gonna say that you 100% because that's something that's always gonna be with you always. But just how did you get to the point you are now from when you first experienced this loss?
Right, for sure, for sure. Um, First and foremost, and I know some things I might say may sound cliche, but all glory go to God. First of all,
I'm telling you that's.
it wasn't like in and I say this metaphorically, but I'm being so serious. The version of myself that I was February 24th, March 1st, when it was everything was fresh. Honestly, that version of me not here no more. Like she died. Like something in me just like unclicked for a couple days. Like, and I'm just giving it to y'all raw because it's not talked about because it's not cute. It's a very ugly process. 3 days, I ain't leave my bed. I ain't shower. I ain't eat. Because once again, I'm dealing with a double loss at one time. You feel what I'm saying? I'm losing my dad. Uh, Grew up as a daddy's girl, first and foremost. My dad named me. You feel what I'm saying? Best friend type of bond, all of the things. And then I'm also experiencing this abrupt breakup with somebody I thought I was gonna spend the rest of my life with. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? So I wasn't none of this that you see here today, how I got through my healing journey, I wasn't operating in my own strength. You feel what I'm saying? So I want this idea that we have about getting through things. And I don't know what everybody practices. I personally am not a religious person, more spiritual, but that's a whole other conversation for another day. Um, but I do want us as people to get out of this mindset that we have to do these things alone. You feel what I'm saying? Like going through that type of loss, going through trials and tribulations just in general, you're not meant to go through these things by yourself. You're not supposed to lean on your own knowledge and your own strength and your own peace. Because if not, I mean, we see people lives and you can clearly
Right.
tell the difference between somebody that's operating in their pride and their ego and their flesh versus somebody that's leaning on the most high. It's in everything. It's in how they speak, it's in how they move, it's in their character. But I digress. Um, but to answer the question directly, how did I protect my peace? I'm not gonna lie, me getting to this place of peace came with a lot of goodbyes. And it came
Mm,
with a lot of goodbyes with people that I thought I was going to have in my life for the rest of my life. People that I would have never expected to have to remove, access or I don't speak to anymore or whatever the case may be. Because what we do realize in these low seasons is who has the capacity to be there for you. I think sometimes we focus so much on, oh, this person wasn't there for me, this person that. And sometimes just based on that individual's character, they genuinely don't have the capacity to be there for you. Prime example. If you have somebody in your life that you're assuming that is going to be there for you because they've been in your life for umpteenth years, but they avoid their own emotions on a regular
right.
basis.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that they're going to have space in their existence to be there for yours? Especially with things like grief that require intensive care, if we being quite honest, because it is a very long and ugly process. Like them early days of grief suck. You are
Definitely.
not yourself and you are just a sad puppy just walking around needing comfort and coddles and love and everything like that. But if you're dealing with people that ain't never dealt with loss or are not maybe the most emotionally intelligent or the most emotionally mature people, you kind of hit. Like it's like, I don't know. I think sometimes stepping outside of emotions, we expect the people that we have in our village to become these super people, not realizing like they're exactly who they were before this happened to you. Case in point.
Right.
So my biggest thing as far as protecting my peace, going to God, grounding myself in Him, grounding myself in myself as far as my values, my morals, who I was raised to be, et cetera, et cetera. And also just doing things that produce a healthy like mind. I think obviously, we young, we are in our 20s. Of course, we want to go for that bottle, we want to go for the blunt, we want to go for
That
outside. And that works until it doesn't.
temporarily. Yep.
So it's like you're going to have to reach down deeper into something that's internal. I would say the God in you or the goddess in you to get through these things in life. Or unfortunately, life is going to break you and you are going to be a byproduct of the trauma that you've experienced. Unfortunately, like it's just the truth. Now, if you want to walk around spiritually, emotionally dead, that's your business. But if you want to truly experience peace beyond human understanding, you're gonna have to tap in to something a little bit higher than yourself because you're not gonna get through it by yourself. People can be there for you. I've had some amazing friends, while I was going through that process, even though some of them aren't in my life anymore. I forever appreciate the homegirls that I had that was showing up for me, just being there for me, no matter how uncomfortable or hard the conversation was. I've cried on my homegirl's shoulder. I've, been on the phone all day long with my homegirls just to make sure like I'm in a good state of mind because the day all of this unpacked, once again, vulnerability. So trigger warning. I remember sitting on my balcony, y'all, and it just felt like I had been hit by a car. Like I just remember sitting on my balcony, being on group FaceTime, girlhood, with my friends, and just like rocking back and forth, just feeling like my whole body just felt of pain. So coming out of something like that to get to where I am now, oh baby, you going Lauren London said something very profound that I didn't understand when she said it, but now that I've had my own close relationship with grief, when she lost Nipsey, she talked about how it's a tunnel and it's dark and it's scary and you the only person in there. But the only thing is the only way through is the only way to get to the end is going through. That's what I'm
Go
trying to
through.
get to.
Yeah.
Um, and so yeah, but keeping your power, keeping your light, you just have to understand that too. The version of yourself that you're trying to hold on to is not who you are anymore. Grief changes you at the core. It shakes you to your core. I can get on here and confidently say like, no, I'm not the version of myself I was February 28th of 2025. I don't know that girl died. I don't know. I had to put on a different set of armor. I had to return back to myself, all of the things. So I think what our listener is what I hear like in just reading in between the lines, stop trying to hold on to the version of yourself that you were because that's not you anymore. That was you prior to this loss. Things in life change. It's kind of like when a woman have a baby. I think, and I don't have a child, right? But I have friends that have children. And I
Right.
believe that postpartum that they go through mentally, and when they say, like, okay, I'm starting to feel back like myself, it's almost like you're chasing an impossible thing because you can't be yourself. the person that you was, because the person that you was prior to having this kid is she want a mom. Now you
Right.
are a mom. So now you got to learn how to show up as the baddest with the fattest, but you're a mommy now. So you got to be a mom kind of thing, so I think the biggest thing too is also give yourself grace. Give
100%.
yourself intimacy. Like be your own safe space. I think
Yes.
we're trained, especially as I don't even know what generation it is, Gen Z. I don't even know,
Yeah,
but
my mom, something like that.
feeds us this propaganda every single day to reach outside of ourselves for these things, whether that be happiness, peace, love, whatever the case may be. And whole time, like everything you looking for outside of yourself, you already have within you. So I think the biggest thing is just really tap in with yourself, check in with and just ultimately decide like who you want to be. I mean, because you can be broken after this situation if that's the rest of your life that you want to happen. But I'm pretty sure the person that our listener lost wants them to continue to live their life, because life is so precious and it is so short. I lost my dad at 55. We like half of that age right now. So
Yeah,
that's crazy. Even
facts.
think about, like, dang, I bet you if, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to offend nobody if you believe in something else, but I bet you if God told us when our time was to go, I 1,000% agree. Like we would look at and treat life a whole lot different because we know the amount of time that we got left. So we know we don't got time to play. We know we ain't got time to bullshit. We know we ain't got time to be entertaining or having people that don't know what to do with us. So I don't know. At first I was hurt and then I was motivated. And now, since I tapped into that motivation, it's created this version of me that is still new to me. I just made a TikTok the other day talking about how I'm literally in uncharted and unfamiliar territory. This is the longest that I've been happy in my 20s. This is the longest that I've been consistently at peace in my 20s. And to think it all started with my life falling apart in my head, Sometimes God got to break you down to build you up. So I
Facts.
ain't trying to get on here and preach, man. But this is
Oh,
really my life. And it's really what I did. And
facts.
so I hope that helps.
No, you definitely dropped some gems. I definitely hope everybody was paying attention. You definitely dropped some gems. I'm gonna touch on them as well. But let me get to we got a lot of comments too. And I see more people coming in on YouTube and Facebook. So make sure y'all speak. How y'all feeling this Friday? Ariss just dropped a ton of gems. Okay, Miss Kim said, yes, think about the good memories. Hello, everyone. What's up, Brandon? Brandon said, what's up, family? Definitely a good topic because even though you can never put a time limit on grief, you just got to keep moving and try to do the best you can. And if you got a relationship with God, stay prayed up. No, that's definitely one of the big things for sure is staying prayed up with God, man. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Ebb said, thank you, Dr. Lydia, for joining. Yes, thank you, Dr. Lydia. She said, oftentimes grief and major life changes are among the top 5 reasons why people fall behind in their finances.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Miss Kim said, true facts, sister. And Dr. Ebb said, I'm glad to hear that you were smart enough to have some fun sitting. So when life hit back to you, you were able to have some money. Yes, that's one of my mom's biggest things is saving something for a rainy day because you never know when you're going to need it.
And that won't nothing but God provision. I believe that He uses everybody that comes in your life, whether it's a reason or a season. So trust me, I was thankful too. I'm like, oh, I just need some time off of work. Oh my God, please.
No, facts. I felt that for sure. But I definitely think I like you said, you definitely have to find like God or a higher power. Like I even feel like sometimes at some point, even if you have like a strong support system there or a strong friend that you can lean on and stuff like that. And it's good that you did have, a few people who you were able to lean on because I feel like, the person who you expected you would be able to lean on, he kind of left you at one of the worst times. So I know that was tough to deal with as well. But I feel like God is probably one of the only people, God and you. Like, I feel like it's 2 different ways you can deal with grief. You can either lay in it until, and just let it carry you wherever it's going to carry you. Like, let's say you're on the river and you just laying in the river and just letting the flow of the river just take you on. Or you can get out there and, paddle back up the stream and, get back up. And it's not going take a day. It's not gonna take a week. It's not gonna take a month. Like it just all depends on you, honestly. And another big thing that you touched on is, positive ways to cope with grief rather than negative ways. Like, yeah, everybody want to, take a sip of liquor, smoke, go do this, go do that. Like, that's just temporary. But honestly, like, I feel like some of the best things was one, being by myself, like really spending that alone time, like bawling my eyes out, alone time. Like, you gotta feel it. Like, you gotta feel those emotions because that's what's gonna make you or break you. Like, you never gonna understand. You never gonna know. Like, okay, let's say, and I don't have kids either, like you. Let's say we do have children or somebody looking at you and stuff like that, and it's like, okay, if something happens in life, how would I react? Like, how am I going to react? Like, how am I going to bounce back from the situation? And you're never going to know until you really go through it. But just for me, it was like going to the gym, talking to some of my guys and stuff, and just this probably was one of the first times I feel like any other time I really, and not even just for me. I feel like a lot of people when they going through stuff where they depressed, they don't really notice it until after, and that's how I usually be. Honestly, like I would never just be like, "Oh, you was depressed? You depressed?" Like, hell no, I'm not depressed. Like, do I get depressed?
Oh,
Like, no.
I agree myself.
Yeah, I'm a real '90s baby. Like, depressed? No, I ain't depressed. I'm good. But when certain stuff hit you, like you said, it just like you gonna have to drop to them knees and pray to God because this was a time when I'm like, yo, I just feel empty in the inside and I don't even, and like I said, I lost other family members before this as well. And it's like, usually I'm just the guy that I can push through it. I can push through it. I can push through it. But this was just one of the
Right.
things that just was like, I need to slow down, take a moment, take a deep breath. And like you said, it's crazy because it kind of made me go harder. Like I kind of, wanted to, go get more money, go get to it so I can, take more flights back home to see my grandmom and the rest of my family and stuff like that. It made me realize like, life is moving on faster. You do live away from your family. Like you need to get back and visit more. My cousin that passed away, he wasn't one of my business partners for I Am brand, but initially he was in the initial group chat with three people when we came up with the idea. Like first it was IAM, like regular I Am. Like he helped me come up with the I logo and all of that stuff. So I was like, I'm just gonna push this because now, like that's something that gave me a little bit more motivation that I can push it for him. I ended up, it's not even right. It ain't even right here. I ended up writing a children's book with me and my granddad.
I
I
love
post
that.
that so y'all can get that as well. So I ended up, it's called what? Don't forget to check on you. I gotta get the book. I'm going. It's a whole lot, but yeah, I'm gonna show you the book in a second. But yes, I put my granddad in the book, so I just found different ways to cope with it, in positive ways, like being productive. Like you said, I'm pretty sure they, looking down and they proud of me, and I just wish that they was able to see all of the, progress I was able to make. But with her saying like, this is Finance Friday, so just to tie it back around with grief into business and stuff like that, when she was saying like, how do you keep working without letting your business fall? How were you able to still do conventions and things like that, collaborations with the Blue Heart Project while you were grieving?
So I'm gonna be fully transparent. I wasn't.
Okay. No, that's real. That's real. That's what I need to
Um,
hear.
but no, on a serious note though, so being that the Blue Heart Project, the structure behind it literally is a way of life and wellness and empowerment and mental health and all of the things, like I really am the brand. So if I'm not good, it's no way I can get out here and be this love, light, sunshine ball for the community because it's
Exactly.
just I don't have the capacity at that moment. You know what I'm saying? But what I can talk about a little bit is how I navigated like my early 20s and just all of the different seasons that I've had in my life and kept the Blue Heart Project the purpose. Um, Number one is my purpose. And I know that some people are not fortunate enough in life to know what their purpose is, know why God put them here. But once you tap into that, God is not going to let you forget it. Like, I don't care how much time you spend away from it, how hard it is initially, what you got to go through in your business endeavors. But that's just not something that God let me forget about, like, regardless of the season that I was in, you know? And because the Blue Heart Project is based off of an original philosophy of mine, the Blue Heart concept, where, we learn in science that our oxygen and everything has a blue hue until, I said our oxygen and everything. Our blood and our organs, everything got a blue hue. And then oxygen hit and then it turned red. So essentially, the blue heart would be the pure heart, the heart before you experience trauma or, this corrupt world or whatever endure that tries to make you step outside of yourself. So if I feel outside of myself, if I'm not feeling as pure, if I'm, full of all this rage or whatever, my business don't run. And so I think I learned in my grieving process, to tie it all back together, that okay, so I absolutely cannot play about me. I can't play about my peace. I can't play about my happiness. I can't play about my own mental health. I can't play about the people that I choose to surround myself with, because if I am not well, neither will my business be. And also, the last thing I want to do is be a fraud. I never wanted to be one of these women empowerment, self-love girlies out here. That's what I do. And then behind closed doors, I'm a people pleaser. I'm letting people play with me. I'm letting people manipulate me. I'm in an abusive relationship, whatever the case may be. That's just never been my ministry. And it's no shade to the girls that can have that duality, but what y'all see on Instagram, social media, even this is a very small snippet into my real life. Monte can tell you, you see what you get. Like, I really am who I say I am. Thank God. And so it's just a situation as to where whatever you're meant to do, to tie it all up, you're going to do, right? It's just about getting back on the bandwagon, getting back on track. Like I said, I lost my dad February 2025. I didn't start doing things again on a serious note until this year. But that was me having conversations with myself. That was me allowing relationships to fall apart. That was me getting by myself, getting in my prayer closet, all of the things to really return back to, okay, Ariss, what did you come to Houston for? Because right. Yes, Houston is lit. You feel what I'm saying? I've networked with some amazing people, had a blast here. I can literally look back on my 20s and say, oh, I had a ball. But what did you come here for? Because the party's going to be there. The private parties, that's going to be it. What did you come here for? So I think it's really just all about a mentality thing. I really think it's all about like what you choose to indulge in. I want our listener to absolutely take the time that is needed. But once you wake up, I need you to really like wake up all the way, because like we both said, let the deaf inspire you, because at the end of the day, you're going to have your sad moments. You're going to have your sad days, whether it's a year from now, month from now, 5 years from now. Let them days come, feel your feelings, and go through the rest of your life the best way you possibly can. It's a phrase. The richest place in the world is a graveyard. And not because of monetary things, but because so many people's dreams die with them because of imposter syndrome or self-sabotage or consistently surrounding themselves with the wrong people that's not speaking life into them or whatever the case may be. You don't want to be one of those people. And it really just simple as that. A lot of this stuff is really 1 + 1 = 2. It's really just about having that willpower and really understand that, like, we don't fight against flesh and blood, boo. We fight against principalities. So in this, understand that darkness that you feel, that's the enemy. You got to come on the other side of that if you're trying to have a life beyond what you're feeling right now. If I stayed in my grief and I stayed in my slump and I stayed in all of the things that I was in, I wouldn't even be right here on this live right now. I wouldn't have in my first conference this year. I wouldn't have produced my own workbook for the girls that I'll be serving this year. I wouldn't be on discovery calls about closing contracts and opening group. I wouldn't be doing any of the stuff that I've done this year if I would have stayed in that slump. And so you really just got to ask yourself, like, once you feel a little bit better, once again, we ain't pressing you for time, but you got to really ask yourself, okay, life is precious and I really could be gone very fast. How do I want the rest of my life to look? What type of person do I want to be? How do I want to show up? What are the things that I want to put my time and my energy into? And if it's anything in your life that's, you would be pissed if you died tomorrow, I suggest you not do that no more.
No, facts. Facts.
So yes, these just my TED Talks though, so Yeah, I'm a
No,
little
yeah,
low.
you dropping them gems. I ain't gonna lie, that you dropping them gems. And I hope y'all listening. Like this, why I wanted to bring Ariss on here because I knew the value that she had, to bring to this conversation. And we're gonna work more in the future. So y'all just make sure that y'all keep a lookout for that. But most definitely, and it's crazy that you said you didn't want to be a fraud. Like I am who I say I am. That is the title I had a brain fart, but that's the title of my book with my grandfather. It's called I Am Who I Say I Am. Literally, that's the title of my book. It's on Amazon right now. I'll post it for y'all later and everything. But no, that's so true. Like moving from your hometown, like it's scary. Like I can't just get in a car and be like, oh, I'm gonna be at my mom's house in 5 hours. Hell no. Like we live a plane ride away. Like it ain't just I can just go up the street and let me go stay at my mom's house for a couple of days. No, it's a whole process. You gotta call off work, book your flight, get on the plane. Like it's a whole process. So I feel like being down here in one of the most lit cities, states, whatever you want to call it, in America right now, of Houston, it's like you do have to pick and choose, what you want to get into and what you want to indulge in. Like now, I be telling, like I've been looking for somebody. Let's go to a run club together. I'm not trying to keep going to the club where I gotta spend all of this X amount. We get there at 12. It's over at 2. Like I don't want to. We can do that at home or something. Like
I think that's the thing. People don't get old. It's like, okay,
yeah,
I moved here 4 years ago, guys. Don't get me wrong. I love in a city. I love that I live in a city that I can go out and have a good time, guaranteed every single time. However, I'm getting in my late 20s. Like honestly, and then what do we? That's a whole nother conversation.
no, you should have got into it because I know exactly what you mean. Like,
Like, what are we really doing? What are we really doing?
Facts.
And me and you, we sticklers for travel. It's like I'm spending all this money to get you and be in the city that I already live in. I already live here. Yes. So let's put the money that we was gonna put together to get these bottles and go out of town. Let's do something that we live for. Go outside out of town.
Yeah, facts. Let's go take a trip somewhere else. We can talk about some business plans and stuff over there. Everybody be coming here. Oh, I'm in town. Okay, I'm glad you in town. Enjoy yourself. Be safe. Let me know if you need anything. But like, I'm not coming out. Like, I'm not keep coming outside. Be having different people. Like, oh, somebody came in town the first of the month. Now somebody coming in town the 14th. Like, look.
And next thing you know, every weekend.
Yeah, y'all on summer vacation. Like, look. I'm trying to get the gym. I'm not ready to keep drinking like this for y'all and all of that. Miss Kim said, great topic. I see more people coming in. How y'all doing? Make sure y'all speak when y'all come in. Make sure y'all say hello in the chat and how y'all are feeling on this Good Friday. We having a great conversation right now. I have another question to ask you though. So one of my things is like, and I heard you touch on this as well. You gotta like believe people for who they really like. Know people to be who they really are. Like you can't go to somebody and expect them to be there for you when they grieving and they're not even there for themselves. It's somebody that telling you, hey, I'm gonna get in the gym next week, and it's been 6 months or it's been 4 months and they still haven't been in the gym. Like you're not even there for yourself. And that's just an example, not just using the gym as that's just an example. Say anything you want to do, and like of course we're not just going to immediately, and everybody's mind don't work like that where you just going, I'm gonna get up tomorrow and do it. But at least start in a week. At least start on Monday. When you said on Monday, don't let 8 Mondays go by. Like that wouldn't be the person that I'm upset with because they didn't check in on me or something like that. No, I didn't expect them to check in on me. That's not what they do. When it's time to go party, I expect them to be there at the party because that's what I know them for. So I feel like that's a big thing that you got to know people for as well. And I feel like a lot of people just, and I don't know if I don't want to do the whole sign thing and our birthday and all that, but I feel like everybody just don't be as tuned as we are. Like I feel like as Scorpios and everything like that, like I just be a lot more in tune than a lot more people. And me being like a guy, I don't think that people be realizing that. Like maybe I have layers as well. Like, and I can be like that. Like I can get around people, and I've heard people say I was quiet, but I mean somebody said I was weird because I don't be coming around, or when I do, I be quiet. I'm like, I ain't weird. Like I just be chilling. Maybe if I'm quiet around y'all, I
just don't receive yours.
Yeah, I just be cooling. But as like, whatever energy you bring around, that's what I'm going to bring to the table. Like, if we talking about business, cool. Let's talk about business. If y'all talking about, gambling and shooting dice, that's not really I don't want to talk about that stuff like that. So my question to you was basically, I saw you post something the other day and you said to be in the world, but not of the world is so exhausting. Can you explain that a little bit to us, please? Because I be like, I see little stuff and I need to reach out more too. Don't get me wrong. I'll see stuff and I'll try to break it down in my. I'll be like, yo, I feel her. Like I swear, like every time I'm like, yo, I feel everything she just said. Like it's crazy. And then I'd be overthinking even more because I'm like, is it because we
Yeah.
got the same birthday? Like, what is going on? Like I really feel what she. So what do you mean by like to be in a world but not of the world? And I'm gonna see if you say what I thought it meant.
Okay. Well, of course, I want, first and foremost, out spiritually, just off the rip, and of course, next that under layer. Well, I guess the baseline is spiritually, but that other layer connected to that, I guess the skin is character wise.
Right.
Um, to just go a little in detail, we don't have the necessary conversations in any of the relationships that we have, platonically or romantically, because
Talk heavy.
uh I was blessed enough to be raised in a two-parent household with parents that loved me, affirmed me, hugged me. I know I was loved, and I also was a bit spoiled prior to my dad getting sick. I say a bit, but if you know me in real life, you know. And so being raised though, and then being raised on love and having your worldview consist of just sunshine and rainbows, because that's what my house is. My house is a house of love and all of the things. But to be then put into the world where a lot of people are not like that.
At
Most
all.
people raised in survival mode. Most people was raised in a single parent household, which caused that single parent to be raising them while they're in survival mode. So now it's just kind of like a curse that's being passed down. A lot of people were not affirmed or truly loved or seen or appreciated in their households. And that creates a different type of person. I have this, if y'all don't know, I'm kind of like a urban philosopher a little bit. And so I have this analogy that's like it's the difference between being raised and brought up. And I think for the majority of the world, especially in our community, because I mean I can only talk from our lens, I think the majority of us was brought up. I think most of us spent a lot of time raising ourselves, especially where I'm from. If y'all don't know, I'm from Richmond, Virginia, the real inner city, the real 804. I'm not from the county. Just want to throw that out there.
Nope.
And so yeah, for my whole life, I never understood why I didn't fit in or why I couldn't have a solid friend group or why I just felt like a black sheep or just so like indifferent to everything I was being raised. And
Right.
what I don't do anymore that I used to do, I would just shrink. I would just shrink. I wouldn't use my whole vocabulary. I wouldn't be as compassionate out loud. I would more so take the things that I'm feeling and I'm thinking home to my parents where I was heard and understood. And I'm realizing more, that I'm an adult. It's like it's the same thing. It's so many people walking around as hurt and neglected children. And that's why it's so many people constantly seeking this validation, constantly seeking this appreciation, constantly seeking to live out loud. And it's exhausting. And then the spirituality just adds a whole nother layer because it's like, that concept actually comes from the Bible as far as to be in the world, but not to be of the world, because essentially it's this idea, which is also parallel with the blue heart concept of you don't have to become what you're around. You don't have to become your environment. You don't have to become like the people that hurt you or betrayed you or, things like that. But the good get tired too, especially when it seems like the majority of people are bad and the majority of people seem to be living their best life. Now, I know that's the trick of the enemy because it's like people be spiritually dead and empty inside. If you really get to know them, talk to them, if you had a little camera in their house and you saw how they live their life on a day-to-day basis, if you did a heart check with them. And that's why so much tomfoolery and fuckery be happening because people don't really have the capacity to even really understand like where you're coming from as a pure person because they've never seen a pure person up close and personal. They was raised with people that was in survival mode. Their neighborhood was people that was gonna do whatever to have the latest Jordans or to have the latest whatever, whatever. So it gets exhausting more so to be an anomaly amongst plenty and many, whether regardless of what city I'm in. And sometimes it just makes me want to shut down and go into my shell. And I try my best to keep myself up mentally, because then it starts to make me feel like, damn, am I ever gonna have like friends that really last a lifetime? Am I ever gonna have a partner that has the same values and that can show up how I need them to? It's just, that statement was coming from a place of loneliness, if I'm being completely transparent, and also a place of sometimes I'll have the thoughts of, is it even worth it? You feel what I'm saying? Because although I've had the Blue Heart Project for the last 10 years and I've been this person, all of my life, sometimes when you out here, in the real world on a day to day, it's like, what for? Because we're human. None of us are perfect. So these thoughts are going to cross your mind regardless of how pure you are. But it's just like, dang, like y'all really just out here living, huh? And just sneaky linking and just doing everything that your flesh want with no conviction. And God just don't let me do certain stuff no more. Like, he just don't let it happen. And I just be like, dang, like, but it's because he wants me to be in my purpose, and because he set me aside, and because he set me apart. And also, when he got me on these stages, things like that, he ain't trying to let people have real tea on me. And that's what I know when I'm in a good positive headspace. But when I'm feeling like I want some attention, feeling like I want some company, feeling like I want this and that, I want that, these thoughts cross my mind. So to answer your question, that's where that came from. And when I'm talking like that, it's always coming from that place of just isolation and just like really like, okay, I love who I am in real life and I love the position that God has me in real life, but they really don't lie when they say like it's lonely at the top. We think it's lonely at the top because of poverty. Now it's lonely at the top because the inner work that you do on yourself, most people go their whole life not ever even thinking about. So it's a loneliness you feel spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and then it kind of manifests physically. So that's my
No,
take.
I appreciate this conversation so much. Like, and I agree with everything you said. Like, that's why I said I want to see what you say to see if mine would match. Because no, I feel the same way, and I had to put in the chat myself. Like, the good get tired too, and I definitely like. I couldn't agree more. And I'm gonna just go ahead and say it because I mean I just seen you post that yesterday or 2 days ago, and you said you come from a space of loneliness. Like, I feel like I experienced that still to this day sometimes. Like, if I like I said, if I want to go to the run club, or let's go work out, or let's do that, like let's do, and I just feel like I'm begging people to like, hey, let's do something productive. Like, even if we just get on Zoom, like let's talk about some business stuff. Like, I don't want to always talk about the baddies with the fatties all the time and all of that. Like, let's talk about something. Like, we can talk about that as well, but at some point we men, like, we the leaders, we gonna lead the next generation of young men. We gonna lead our children. Like, people is looking up to us and stuff like that. So I do feel like the more you work on yourself and things like that, like, it does get lonely because you don't want to be around that all the time. Like, I don't want to be around nobody. Or you smell like weed 24/7, or you keep smoking cigarettes, or you drunk at 9 a.m. Like, hey, it's your birthday, cool. But maybe once out the year, like if it's a special weekend. Like, I'm not saying don't do those things, but like at some point we gotta, yeah, like it be people everyday life. Like, that's what people literally get up and live for. And it's like, bro, I don't. When you really take away those things, and those vices, it'd be like you look at your circle, or like look at people who you be into and things like that, and like, what do we really have in common? Like, and it really make you look, and sometimes you'll even ask God. Like, I feel like every time I say the prayer to God to remove people out of my life that shouldn't be here, they be gone. Like, it's like he be like, say the
fans that are sweet. You be like, wait, what?
Not them. Like, hold on, them too.
That was my favorite. Oh my god.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd be like, hey, trust me. And that's one of the toughest things to do. Like, is to trust God. Like, okay, I know I want to do this, God, but I know you I don't know if I should be doing it. And it's like, you just gotta let it fall in his hands at the end of the day. Like, that's one of the biggest things that I'm learning. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, it not only just living out of state, and like you said, it don't have nothing to do with financials. Like, it don't have nothing to do with poverty. Like, no, it's lonely at the top because yes, when you work on yourself, like, you just don't want to be around those things. You don't want to be around, people who not pouring into you. Like I always say, if you a giver, you got to watch out for takers, because takers don't have no limits. And if you keep pouring in somebody else's glass and pouring in their glass and they not pouring back in yours, it does become draining sometimes. And then sometimes you might get out of character and be like, bro, or you might even second guess yourself and be like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing wrong? Why does this person not want me? Like, when your ex left you, it could have made you like, dang, was I not enough? Like, it'll make you ask questions like that, and then God will give you that poop right in the back of your head, and then you like, oh,
Like, whole time you too much.
yeah, you better lift that chin, you better remember who you is, and then once you get in that mode, like that's a whole different mode when you get in that mode, and then I feel like once you go through these dark times by yourself, not being, where you want to be financially, going through, grief and things like that, and you do it alone with just you and God, I feel like from that point on, whoever gonna be on that ride, they gotta, conform to you. Like, ain't no more, oh, you come in and this. No, I don't care who come, I don't care who go. Like, I know the path I'm on. I already talked to God, and that's what it is. Miss Kim said,
something you said
I am amazing the truth. Go ahead, Ariss, what you said. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I love everything that you said, and I wanted to speak on something you said specifically as well, as far as the whole ideology behind it being only at the top. And I know this is Finance Fridays, and obviously we live in America, we live in a capitalist society. Yes. I want everybody to be investors and just go get your things, go get your shit. In the words of Dr. Bryant, maybe should Dr. I like her. I don't know.
We be talking. But
what I was getting to was, don't let this world fool y'all into thinking that once you get some money, you've made it. I think the poorest people, it's a quote, I ain't gonna take it. The poorest people in the world, all they have is money. You have millionaires and billionaires and famous people that are committing suicide and that hate their lives and that literally are a slave to their flesh. We see people like, no shade, Diddy, on top of the world. You feel what I'm saying? Like, don't let that be you. Invest, have some money, have some lump sum, have some financial literacy about yourself, but don't ever think ever that the money is going to be what separates you from the rest of the world. Because if anything, it's going to show you who you actually are. It's this quote, I don't know if it's scripture, but I heard it in church. And it was like, blessings make the sick sicker. You really find out who you are once you do have the freedom to do whatever you want to do. Now let's see what you want to do. Let's see how you want to act. Let's see how you want to treat people. Let's see what your values actually are. That's why when I'm going on like first dates with guys and stuff like that, one of my favorite questions is to ask, like, so if you were stripped of everything, the cars, the jewelry, the designer, who would you be? Who would you be and how would you build it back up? And I'm single, y'all. So the niggas are not saying the right thing.
They're not getting that question right.
They're not. Every time it's yeah, either it sounds overly performative, like it's a job interview, or they just say something that's like, okay, you lost, whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to add that little nugget in there. Like, of course, financial freedom and financial literacy is the goal, especially for our community specifically. However, don't let that be the only thing that you aspire to. Because if you're not doing the inner work on yourself on a spiritual, mental, emotional, physical level, once you get them finances, you're going to lose it. Or it's going to ruin you and who you are as a person. And then the only thing you're going to have left is the money. That's how people be, having all these accolades. They ain't married. They ain't got no kids. They ain't got no friends. All of the things. Why does that happen? It happens because they made money their idol. And that's basically what I'm trying to say. So, yeah.
No, I definitely agree. I feel like a men's way of saying it, or what I be saying, is just like, money won't unlame a lame. Like, just because you got money, that don't mean I want to hang with you. I don't, like I always say on this show, y'all know me, I don't want to keep hanging on your yacht. Show me how to get my own yacht. Like, I don't care that you got this much money and all of that. Like, how do you treat your mom? Are you Are you a good father? Are you a good parent? I don't hang with anybody that doesn't take care of their children. I don't care if we grew up together. I don't care what the case is. You don't take care of your children. You don't treat your mom right. You don't know how to treat people. You don't, hold the door for women when they walk through. Please, thank you, simple manners. Like, that's just how I was raised. So I feel like that definitely
Yeah.
go a long way. And I also feel like your character can get you in doors that money can't. Like, you can be the richest person in the world. Like, I don't want to work with you. Like, I ain't trying. No, I ain't doing that. Let me get I Am Brand CEO over here. I know that's a good guy. You feel me? So that's how I carry myself, honestly. So I agree with everything that you said, and I'm just gonna answer her question. She asked me, signed in morning while moving. She said, "I Am Brand CEO. How do you maintain the discipline to stay focused on your vision when your heart and your mind are completely heavy?" Like I said earlier, I feel like to answer that question, morning while moving, I just feel like that's all I had. That's all the only thing that was on my mind really. Like besides just grieving, like I just locked in with myself. Like all you really can do is lock in. Like lock in, work out. Like I'm not just going because I feel like I had, and I will give y'all both sides. I feel like I have been. Maybe this wasn't from like mourning anybody or from grief, but just another thing in my life, maybe in college or something, where I have went into a depression. And like I said, I didn't even know I was depressed until after I came out of it. But I might have just been, sitting in the house, eating candy, eating chips, just not moving my body and stuff like that. And honestly, it just feel a lot better when you're in that mode. Like it feel, even though you think people don't really notice it or see it, people notice it. Like when you locked in, people notice you locked in. When you posting, people notice you posting. And I feel like it makes a lot of things better, honestly. When you is locked in, and I feel like you said, the people that you lost, they looking down and they proud of you. So I feel like that's how I really keep my discipline. It's just I know what discipline will take me to, and I know how many people out here lack discipline. So I feel like I'm one of the people like whatever everybody else is doing, I probably don't want to do that. Like I'll do something different than what everybody else is doing. So if everybody not big on discipline, let me be big on discipline and see what that can take me at. So I feel like when you do experience things like grief, depression, stuff like that, you should double down on your prayer and double down on your discipline. I feel like those are two big things for sure. And really quick, I have a poll for you guys. I told you, Ariss, was gonna go. We've been on here for almost an hour and 10 minutes. Like we just been talking, and I feel like every week
Good.
goes
It's been
fast
good.
like
I've enjoyed myself.
I got a poll. I have a poll for y'all though. So let me see. Can y'all just drop in the chat if y'all able to see the poll on the screen? I think I just shared it. Can y'all just let me know if y'all can see the poll? Um, and it says, "What is your default reaction when facing a major life-changing season?" And that could be grief, that can be, a new job, that could be losing a job, that can be getting out of a long-term relationship. It could be anything. So the question is, what is your default reaction when facing a major life-changing season? Number one is overwork and hustle. So you're gonna overwork and hustle. Number two is completely shut down. Number three is put on a fake smile. And number four is emotional spending, ladies. So yes.
Too. Like it breaks up. Oh, let me go buy a new
Facts.
car. Like you don't even think about buying a new car.
Facts. Y'all can. I think y'all can vote on the poll too. Like I think y'all can click the poll and y'all can click whichever one y'all want if y'all in the views. So, what is some of your default reactions when facing some life changing seasons? What is yours, Ariss? Out of those four, what would you?
I'm reading them and I'm like, I feel like I follow the same order for the most part. I'm definitely gonna shut down at first. I'm
Okay.
absolutely gonna shut down at first. Oh, I don't resonate with putting on a fake smile. I am one of them people as to where I know how to play chess with situations, but you gonna be able to tell in my energy. I'm not a fake person. Like
Facts.
even if I think I'm being still cordial or whatever, it's gonna be in my energy. It's gonna be in my face. It's gonna be the shift in how I treat you. You're gonna probably start irritating me a little bit more. So
Facts.
put a fake smile, I don't really resonate with. I do know how to be nice and nasty though, but that's just word to corporate. So for sure I'm starting off from shutting down. Um, and then I'm probably going to overwork and hustle. And it's probably going to be a little bit of emotional spending in there because I'm hustling and I feel like, okay, I'm proud of myself for still getting out of bed. Da, 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 da. But then when I realize I did a certain amount of damage, I'm be like, all right, let's lock back in because you're
Facts.
doing. But yeah, but all of these things are things that I've been working on in my own individual therapy. Uh, Side note, guys, if you're not in therapy, what are you doing? Like, what are you
Yeah, can
running?
you touch on that a little bit? Like, touch on that.
Yes, yes, yes. So my therapy
You gonna
story,
put me on the spot. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
my therapy story is a little bit funny. I met my therapist because originally she was me and my ex's couples counselor. Uh, and when that relationship fell apart, that was just my girl. Like, I really liked her and stuff like that. And she also, like just worked with my budget and stuff like that. And so, Lord and behold, she became my personal therapist. And I don't know, it's just as somebody that has been through a lot, it's easy to take on like that victim mentality that, oh, they betrayed me, they hurt me, this happened to me when I was a kid. Da, 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 da. And while all of those things are valid and I wasn't responsible, like, for these things happening to me, my healing is what I'm responsible for. And
Right.
also, she just helped me realize some things about myself. Like, for a very long time, I think I'm just this good person. And it's like, no, you're a people pleaser.
Facts.
You know, you are a very loving and wear your heart on your sleeve person, but it's like you turn the blind eye when you have love for people. You feel like your love is going to trump their very real characteristics or how they get down in their life. So I would say for me, number one, I love my therapist, shout out to her. uh but secondly, it just, I feel like my therapy and my relationship with God kind of just work hand in hand, honestly. It's a very copacetic type of thing. I feel like in totality, though, she cleared my vision. She made me realize like who I wanted to be and who I had been operating like in was a little bit far apart. And I can confidently say these days, I'm no longer a people pleaser. You're not ready to do nothing crazy to me, and you just get to stay having access to my life. And it's actually built like more confidence within me, because it's something about when you letting people get over on you that makes you a little bit insecure, especially as a woman that we don't talk about. But it's like once you stop allowing certain things to go down, once you are privy to who you are at all times, the self-awareness factor, it does build a higher sense of self-confidence. So, it's uncomfortable. I didn't cry a little bit. Every session ain't been easy, but I love the version of myself that I am now so much more than I love the version of myself a year ago. And that has everything to do with God, therapy, and just really locking in with myself and who I want to be, the type of woman I want to be.
Yes, I love to hear that. Was your therapist? So you said y'all started as couple therapy. Was this the first therapist y'all tried out? Like, was she just good from the get go? Did y'all have to try a different therapist?
So funny, it was his therapist individually.
Okay,
So
that's
basically,
crazy.
so therapist, because I don't know if he's in therapy. I mean, he probably not, because people, when people don't want to be accountable, it's kind of like you're wasting your money. Why are you paying for something that you're not actually
Oh,
doing?
this fear accountability for sure.
Yeah. So, but I stole her, and that's my girl, and we talk. So it
She
is what
talking
it
about I stole her.
is. Like what?
That's
But no,
crazy. Brandon just said the same thing. He said in the comment, he said therapy is a real game changer, and if we being real, especially as a black African American individual, yeah. And he said that before we even start talking about it. That's crazy.
it is. It is. It absolutely is. I feel like everybody who's anybody needs to go to therapy, because even when you feel like you good, you not. Like it's some type of programming that you experience in your life that needs to shift in order for you to become the version of yourself that you're supposed to be. It's less
Yeah.
about, oh, I'm hurt and I'm sad and this and that and third. It's like if you're trying to become something that you feel like that's a little bit out of reach or you out of touch with, I would suggest going to therapy. And it's not saying that you got to talk to the lady every week. I mean, I started off by myself anyway, talking to her every week. Then I went to like, bi-weekly. And now I talk to her once a month. I plan on, continuing to talk to her though, so I can maybe do, every 6 weeks and then once a quarter, whatever the case may be. Because the thing is, it's important to take the tools that you're learning in therapy and applying them in real life. That way you can, it's kind of like being on a medication. The goal is to get you to a certain point so you can wean yourself off. You know, I don't believe that nobody is supposed to be on a certain medication their whole life, unless it's just like a disability or something, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like therapy is medicine, in short.
Miss Kim said gems drop tonight. Thank you, Miss Kim. I appreciate y'all for being on here. I know it's like 9:30 where y'all at, but thank you. I knew this was going to be a good one though. Like I said, this was long overdue. Brandon said before therapy and marriage and kids, definitely number one. Now probably five. Number five, neither. Oh, number one was overwork, and hustle.
Okay, yeah. I feel like that's most men though. I feel
Yeah,
like y'all handle a lot like either I feel like men from what I've seen in my life, y'all kind of deal with things one or two ways. Like either y'all gonna go on overdrive, y'all gonna work, y'all gonna get all y'all goals, or it's gonna kind of go into like women and partying and stuff. Like I
yes,
don't feel
I
like it's
agree.
any in the middle, you know, or unless you're fighting, you know, and then you be like, oh, no, I'm just go to the gym, da da da. Da. But for the most part, that's what I kind of have seen.
Yeah, facts. I think I would probably be number one too. I ain't trying to be around nobody. I don't want to be. I don't like being around a bunch of different energies. I don't like. I don't even be letting people like you're not coming to my house. I ain't trying. Don't get me wrong. I love networking, but it's like it take a lot for me to really let people in. I would say that. So I definitely gonna go work my tail off until I just get through it. Honestly.
For
Um,
sure.
so on Finance Friday, the CEO Lounge, the way we usually end it, we'll usually do either and I didn't tell you this, so I'm just putting you on the spot. If you have one, fine. If you don't, cool. So we will either usually do a Finance Friday tip. So if you have any finance tip, and then we also do a quick hit on like a mental health tip. So you can do either one if you have a mental health or a financial tip that you want to give them. Miss Kim said, I like that too. I am. Yes. I'm going to go first and I'm going to give Ariss some time to think because, like I said, I didn't tell her that we do quick hits at the end of the show, y'all. I just kind of threw her in there. So, um,
Okay.
last week I didn't have no financial quick hit for y'all. This week I really don't either, kind of. I would say, go pick up this Psychology of Money. I really been reading this book a lot by Morgan Housel. I like this book. It could kind of, y'all, and it's exactly what it says, psychology of money. I was about to say it kind of connects, the mental to like, your financial situation and just like being able to have the characteristics to obtain money and attract money and bring it to you, understand, how to hold money and things like that. Also, another finance tip I have for y'all, I would just tell y'all, hint, hint, go keep y'all eyes out for SpaceX. Remember, I was telling y'all when it first dropped to wait because it's going to drop. I was telling y'all to wait. Like this was 5 weeks ago, maybe when we was on here talking about SpaceX. I was telling y'all to just wait for all my stocks, investors, stuff like that. Last time I checked, I think SpaceX was at like $110 IPO, and that's lower than what it originally IPO. So right now it's at a lower price than when it first originally came on the market, which I told y'all it was going to do that. So don't just take my word and just go start putting all your money in SpaceX. I'm not saying it's one of those type of stocks or investment stuff like that, but definitely something that you want to keep putting little by little in. At least get you a share. If you can get 5 shares, get 5 shares. So I definitely would say keep your eye out on that. While it's at a low right now, I don't think it's going to be low forever. So keep an eye out on SpaceX. And then for my mental health quick hit. Honestly, I think I did have a quick hit, but this was just such a good, episode. Honestly, I forgot what I was gonna say. So y'all know I say every week, don't forget to check on y'all strong friends. Whatever you're going through, just keep going through. Like just keep going. Whatever you're going through, just keep going. Don't stop. Y'all know on this show we always say, um, when it rains and pours, so don't just stand there and get wet. Learn how to dance in the rain. And make
Woo.
sure while y'all check on y'all strong friends this week, reach out to somebody and let them know you proud of them. So not only check on your strong friend, but reach out to somebody like we said last week and let them know, hey bro, I see you working. Hey sis, I see you working. Keep tilt that crown. Keep your crown up. Give somebody some motivation. Just reach out to them and let them know you proud of them and check on y'all strong friends. And that's the quick hits that I have for y'all. Ariss, do you got any quick hits?
Yes. First of all, I'm definitely gonna tap to that
Oh,
stock.
Brandon just said SpaceX went to 126 now, so it must have shot over like the last 48 hours. So,
Okay.
and it's
Okay.
still
So
not
I
a bad
think
number.
it's
I'm
gonna
about to
go
say
up.
110 looked real low. I'm like, I don't think that's a nice investment. I don't think that's gonna stay at 110. So he said it's at 126 right now as we speak. Miss Kim
Okay.
said, "Thank you." Yes, go ahead, Ariss. I'm sorry for cutting you off again.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I love that. I love that, by the way. Let's see. Do I have a finance tip? This for my ladies, specifically my ladies. And I think both of my tips are gonna be kind of general. But
Okay.
this is what I would say for the ladies for the financial hit, right? I get that we're in a very hot girl, city girl type of era right now. Um, and I also understand that we all want a provider man and we want to live this lifestyle, whatever that looks like to you. However, comma, please, 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 please don't ever, and I mean ever, I don't even care if it's your husband, let what a man is doing for you be your bread and butter. Please at all times be making money for yourself and that you're putting away. I know that we all are not, blessed financially to be able to save a lot every time we see money. The economy right now is it's craziness. But for the love of God, please do not bank on you getting the trick, you being a rich man, become the rich man. Go to school, get a good job, learn a trade, invest, whether that's stocks, NFTs, trading, houses, land, cattle, whatever you need to do. Please, as a woman, always keep some money and don't never just make a man like your safety net because he will absolutely, if given the opportunity, 8 times out of 10, leave you high and dry. So make sure you putting up your money, even if you got a man that's in your life doing all the things for you. Please be making sure. I feel like I am one of the biggest things is I've, been fortunate enough to have a whole lot of fly experiences based off of people that I dated. However, I was always putting money up. So when my father did pass away, I could take off time from work. I could, let my job know, okay, y'all don't give me PTO. Well, I still need the time off. You know what I'm saying? Much like Monte had said earlier, save for a rainy day because you just never know. You never know. So that's my tip financially. No
Brandy.
cap, they going. Ugh. Y'all tripping. I'm just
That
saying
had me
how you live,
tripping.
gold bars, whatever you do. Look it up the value, all things. And what's the other thing? Mental health wise.
Yes, I
Oh,
meant a quick hit.
um, don't believe everything you see on social media. Comparison is truly the thief of joy. If you are content with your life and what you do and what you have, don't let social media trick you out your spot and make you think that you need the latest of the latest because you don't know how these people are getting the things that they're getting, and you also don't know if the things that they have are authentic. It's okay to be a coach girl. Everybody don't need Chanel. You feel
Facts.
like, and that's just me like using a very broad example, but like, don't let social media trick you out your spot. It will mess with your mind, and it's doing that on purpose. Why? Because the goal is what? To stimulate the economy and to keep the poor poor. We
Facts.
already
Yes.
do it when
Well,
time. Don't do that to yourself on a daily basis. You will literally lose your mind and go crazy trying to keep up with people that you don't know how they getting what they getting. I'm letting y'all know because I'm really a girl and I really got real access to these rooms and these spaces that the people claim they want to be in. 7 out of 10 people not living how y'all think they living.
it ain't that. Yep. If
It
y'all
ain't
is
that.
real Finance Friday supporters, which I know y'all is because y'all be on here with me every week. Even on Friday night when I know y'all want to be out and doing other things, y'all tune in. But y'all know how much percent I believe on social media. Like I believe 1% of everything I see on social media. Basically, people be out here bluffing. You go hang with these people. They don't have no money. They don't have this. That ain't really they. They just took a picture in front of that car. Like don't be like she said. Comparison is the thief of joy. What God has planned for you, nobody can take that away. Just make sure that you are working on your inner self, working on, being the best possible version of yourself so that when he does give you those blessings, you don't fumble them. That's something I pray about all the time, that when God does give me what I pray for, make sure I don't mishandle it. So make sure that you're ready for that. Um,
Exactly.
And yeah, just be yourself. That's honestly a big thing. Like, just be yourself. Those who are here for you will be there for you no matter what, and those who not, you shouldn't have to pretend to be around people. Get them out your life anyway. So
For sure.
we've been up here for an hour and 25 minutes. I can easily say this is our longest show. This
I
was a
mean,
great show. This was a great show. Like I said, this was long overdue. I've been hitting Ariss up for the past month. Like, I didn't forget about you. Actually, when we were supposed to originally do a mental health podcast, I lost my granddad. I lost my granddad and I lost my job. So we both was going through stuff. So it was like a
yeah.
lot that was going on, and I'm not gonna wait for the perfect time because I don't believe it's a perfect time to do anything. Like, even right now, I got my eye busting and some more stuff. I just was like, you know what, we gotta do it. Like, Ariss, we getting on that this Friday, let's do it. So it's never a perfect time for nothing. And I'm glad we was able to, give y'all this podcast. Like I said, we're gonna have a lot more things that we're gonna do together with I Am Brand and the Blue Heart Project. I'm sorry. Make sure y'all go follow the Blue Heart Project. Everybody go follow the Blue Heart Project. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe to the YouTube. Follow Blue Heart Project. Follow I Am Brand. Ariss Simone, I thank you again. This is a super special episode, so definitely
Yeah.
appreciate you being up here. Me, I Am Family, we always here. If you need anything, any collabs, anything you need me to personally support with the Blue Heart Project, let me know. I'm a phone call and a text away, and we gonna make it happen. So I definitely appreciate you for being on here. And thank you everybody that's been on here for an hour and a half listening to these great gems. Like I said, the replay gonna be on YouTube, Facebook. Y'all know that. Y'all can go back and watch it. Go back and look at the comments. If y'all miss anything and y'all comment under the comment section, we usually do a good job of going back and engaging with y'all, interacting, and responding to those as well. So definitely appreciate y'all. You have anything last you want to say, Ariss?
No, I appreciate the opportunity. This, I feel like this is a very like full circle moment for me. I remember when I literally first started Wisdom for Women and I was doing like Instagram lives and stuff like that. And then that led to me having my radio show back home. And then that turned into me having my podcast. So this just got me excited for like, the conversation piece that I have in my own company and stuff like that. So y'all definitely be on the lookout for season 2 of Wisdom for Women. And please follow Blue Heart Project on Instagram. That's BLU for Beautiful Ladies United. I am Ariss Simone, and thank you so much again, Monte. This was
Of course,
cute.
y'all know y'all gonna see us again on here. So we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you again, Ariss. Don't forget to check on y'all strong friends, and we'll see y'all next week on another episode of Finance Friday, the CEO Lounge. Make sure y'all go follow Blue Heart Project, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all. See y'all next Friday.